Right, okay, time to put my horror hat on, which is kind of like my regular hat, but a little more pretentious. Jump scares, in essence, are not good horror devices. They're often tricks to the audience requiring little skill to set up and are usually forgotten the moment they're over. Yet there are some exceptions, sudden spooky spikes that will leave a lasting impression. If done well, these can become one of the standout moments of any video game and your therapy sessions for the next 5 years. So let's pay homage to some large horrage today. With this in mind, I'm Jules from WhatCulture.com, and these are 8 unexpected video game jump scares that scarred you for life. Number 8. Dark Souls' first mimic. For a good deal of the original Dark Souls, you're constantly met with these guys. Chests. Chests that have key items. Chests with fit loot. Chests that are friends in this oppressive world of bleakness. Then the f***ing mimics arrive. The first time you get your body munched on, you will likely scream in terror. And I know that you can check the chain to see if it's a fake or a friend, but Jesus Christ, you're not going to be thinking that the first time around. Seeing your souls and your character get devoured is painful in every sense of the word. Number 7. Mortal Kombat's Crypt Demon. So imagine the situation. You've spent hours in Mortal Kombat 9 single player and multiplayer grinding out against other fighters in the hopes of saving up as many coins as you can. And you finally have enough to have a good stint of retail therapy, unlocking as much extra content as you can in the crypt. It all sounds like a good way to spend an afternoon in theory, but if you do go into the crypt with enough currency for an extended stay, you'll soon find out that big spenders aren't exactly welcome. Not only is the place unnerving enough on its own with the sounds of faint whispers and demonic rustling always in earshot, but there's something much more menacing haunting the depths of this flesh pit. As if you linger too long, then the demon of the crypt won't hesitate to make itself known. The little bastard. Number 6. Black Ops 2's Mob of the Dead Easter egg. The zombie modes in Black Ops games, especially the DLC maps, have gone down as some of the wackiest and most memorable parts of the entire Call of Duty franchise. Going all out to create sprawling, zombie-killing playgrounds, the developers made sure to pack each map to the brim with secrets and Easter eggs, but there's one nightmare-inducing secret that sticks out from the rest. On the map Mob of the Dead, players can find a surprisingly serene moment where fireworks are going off in the distance. But if you take a minute to have a closer look, however, say through the sights of a sniper rifle scope, you'll regret indulging in your curiosity when you're treated to a screaming zombie face jumping right up at you. Oh, come on. I just wanted to be happy for once. Come on, man. Number 5. Condemned Criminal Origins CSI Scene from Hell. One of the best parts of the Condemned games was the ability to take 5 minutes away from the brutal battles against criminals and skin-of-your-teeth chases to actually do some of your character's job as a detective and investigate a crime scene. In the same way that you could in the Batman Arkham games, Condemned had you searching a small area for clues, finding leads on where to go next, and if there was one present, analysing the cause of death of an unlucky murder victim. But the relative peace that you could take from these sequences was shattered forever during one particular investigation in Criminal Origins, when it turned out, through the close-up lens of a camera no less, that the man that you were analysing wasn't as dead as you first thought he was. Number 4. Thief 2014's Spooky Keyhole. The latest entry into the Thief franchise was a mostly forgettable reboot of a once-beloved stealth series, but it did have one memorable moment that literally shocked players enough to make them forget for a second how mediocre the new game actually was. The moment in question comes during an already pretty creepy level set in an asylum, in a room with a beam of light emanating from a keyhole. Obviously, you're not going to let something like that go unchecked, and you can peek through the keyhole to see where the light is coming from. At first, everything seems normal. That is until a ghostly woman looks through the other side to deliver a haunting warning. Oh, God, alright love, chuck it on a post-it note next time, will you? Number 3. Bloodborne's Werewolf Village. Now, if the enemies of Dark Souls are gross, then the foes of Bloodborne are like Josh Brown's shirts. F***ing abominations. Love you, Josh. But seriously though, every effort to make things look disgusting and frightening was taken by the development team. And chucking a bunch of mangy werewolves into a section of old Yharnam was so scary that I ended up looking like the blood-starved beast as my bones tried to leap out of my goddamn skin. This area at first appears eerily empty, but ambushes are served for breakfast, lunch and goddamn dinner. Yet the one that always gets me is here, with a tight corridor leading to a seemingly dead end, only to have you turn around and come into direct contact with the fangs of this lovely chap. No thank you, please. Number 2. Lisa finally pouncing in PT. The only through-and-through horror game on this list, Konami's teaser for the tragically cancelled Silent Hills is surprisingly sparse on jump scares, focusing instead on using creepy imagery and unnerving audio to terrify the player. But that only means that when a jump scare does eventually come, you're caught completely off guard. Throughout the teaser, you're haunted by a ghostly figure known as Lisa, and you know she's got to jump out at you at some point. Wanting to make you suffer, however, the game racks up the tension as you catch more and more glimpses of her, often just standing in front of you being creepy. But then it suddenly hits you with a random jump scare when you least expect it, and my god, my asshole was leaking. And number 1, Bioshock Infinite's Sneaky Boy of Silence. Now, it's important to note that while they share the same title, Bioshock Infinite is nowhere near as horror-inspired as the original. While that title focused on survival horror features and threw players into spooky situations at least once per level, Infinite was always focused on the more intricate fantasy of its racist floating city. It's a distinction to know going into this video, because while the jump scare in Infinite isn't the worst on paper when compared to other entries on this list, it works so well because of how completely unexpected it is. Sure, the Boys of Silence were creepy up until this point, but they always followed the same rules as any other enemy in the game, which made it all the more screen-punchingly terrifying when this one managed to get the drop on you.
YouTube, the unexpected frontier. These are the videos of WhatCulture.com. Its continuing mission to list strange new facts, seek out news and offbeat discoveries, to boldly go where no WhatCulture channel has gone before.
Hey, how would you guys like to start a Star Trek channel?
Hell yeah!
No, sorry, how's he got a uniform? I've been asking for one for months now. And
Spidey money, I'll be sipping jippers on the beach somewhere.
Hell yeah!
Is he even cold?
Hell yeah!
If I had any money, I'd be sipping jippers on the beach
Months I've been
somewhere.
asking for one.
Hell yeah!
If I had any money, I'd be sipping jippers on the beach somewhere.
Hell yeah!
If I had any money, I'd be sipping jippers on the beach somewhere.
Hell yeah!
If I had any money, I'd be sipping jippers on the beach somewhere.
Hell yeah!
If I had any money, I'd be sipping...
Hi, I'm Marcus Bronzy, new presenter for Trek Culture, WhatCulture's new home for all things Star Trek related. Now, we've already got a bunch of great content like Adam Cleary's ups and downs for every new episode of Picard, and we'll of course have all of the lists and rankings that you know and love us for. Fancy yourself a Trekkie and want to contribute? Well, WhatCulture is hiring video editors and writers, so if you want to get involved, fire over a CV and cover letter to trekculture@whatculture.com. And while you're at it, don't forget to slap subscribe and give us a follow on Twitter. It would be a great dishonour if you didn't. I've been Captain Marcus Bronzy. Until next time, Kapla!